South Africa runs on coal. From the moment you land, the presence of coal is unmistakable. Its power plants dot the landscape, and its influence is woven into the fabric of daily life. For over a century, coal has powered its homes, factories, and economy. The story of South Africa's development is inseparable from the story of coal, which fueled the rise of cities and industries across the nation. More than 80% of the nation's electricity comes from coal, making it one of the most coal-dependent countries in the world. This reliance has shaped everything from infrastructure to policy. Towns and communities have grown around the mines, with generations relying on mining for jobs and stability. For many families, coal mining is not just work, it's a legacy passed down through time. Coal is abundant and cheap here, a geological jackpot for a developing nation. Its easy availability has made it the obvious choice for powering growth and progress. Eskom, the state power company, built a vast fleet of coal plants that fueled industrial growth. These plants became the engines of South Africa's economic expansion, lighting up cities and factories alike. This created a cycle. Coal drove the economy, and the economy depended on coal. The two became inseparable, reinforcing each other year after year. But this partnership came with a price: environmental damage and political entanglement. The scars of mining are visible in polluted rivers, degraded land, and the air itself. Powerful coal interests, unions, and government have long resisted change, arguing that moving away from coal would destroy jobs. The debate is fierce, with livelihoods and political power at stake. In regions like Mpumalanga, coal is more than fuel. It's a way of life, the backbone of local identity and survival. Here, nearly every aspect of daily existence is tied to the mines. For many, the idea of a green transition feels like a threat to their entire community. The fear of losing jobs, homes, and a sense of purpose runs deep. It's not just about switching energy sources, it's about rewriting the story of whole towns. The stakes are high, and the path forward is uncertain. That's why change here is so hard and so urgent. The future of South Africa depends on finding a way to honor its past while building something new. South Africa's coal addiction is now a crisis. Old, inefficient coal plants spew pollution, making the country one of the world's top carbon emitters. Mpumalanga is infamous for its air pollution, causing acid rain and respiratory illnesses. Climate change is hitting hard. Droughts, floods, and water shortages threaten millions. The very fuel that built the nation is now undermining its future. Sticking with coal is like pouring gasoline on a fire. International pressure is mounting. As a Paris Agreement signatory, South Africa must cut emissions or risk losing vital investment. Global investors demand cleaner energy, making green reform a financial necessity. Meanwhile, Eskom's aging plants are failing, causing rolling blackouts that cripple the economy. Businesses can't operate, students can't study, and daily life stalls. The old system is breaking down. The need for change is no longer just about the environment, it's about survival. South Africa must act or be left behind. Facing crisis, South Africa is turning to the sun and wind. The country has world-class solar and wind resources, especially in the northern and eastern Cape. The government's REP program opened the door for private investment in renewables. Billions have poured in, building massive solar parks and wind farms. International partners have pledged billions more, boosting confidence in a green future. A decade ago, renewables barely registered. Now, they supply up to 11% of the grid. Every clean megawatt eases pressure on Eskom and reduces blackouts. Costs are falling fast. Wind and solar are now cheaper than new coal. The economic argument has flipped. Green energy is the smart choice. This shift is creating momentum, making the transition away from coal feel inevitable. Renewables are no longer a dream, they're a growing reality. South Africa is proving it can lead Africa's clean energy revolution. The future is starting to look brighter. The road to clean energy is full of obstacles. South Africa's journey to a cleaner, more sustainable grid is anything but straightforward, with each step forward revealing new and complex challenges. Eskom is drowning in debt, and the national grid is outdated and centered in coal regions. Decades of underinvestment and maintenance backlogs have left the system fragile, making it difficult to support new sources of power. The best solar and wind sites are far from the main grid, making upgrades costly and urgent. Connecting these remote resources requires massive investment in new transmission lines and infrastructure. The human cost is huge. Over 90,000 coal jobs are at risk, and mining towns fear collapse. For many families, coal is more than a job, it's a way of life. and the threat of losing it is deeply personal. Many workers see green jobs as a distant promise, not a real solution. The uncertainty breeds anxiety, as livelihoods hang in the balance and hope feels out of reach. There's a major skills gap. Coal miners can't become wind techs overnight. Retraining takes time, resources, and support that many communities simply don't have yet. Education and training programs lag behind the needs of the new economy. Without targeted investment, the workforce risks being left behind by the rapid pace of change. Without local skills, green jobs could bypass the communities that need them most. The benefits of the energy transition must be shared, or inequality will only deepen. Bureaucratic delays and political indecision slow renewable projects. Policy uncertainty makes it hard for investors and developers to commit to long-term plans. Financial institutions talk about sustainability, but few have real plans to decarbonize. Access to affordable finance for renewables remains a major barrier. The pace of change is too slow for the scale of the crisis. Every delay means more emissions, more uncertainty, and more communities at risk. Without urgent action, the transition risks leaving people and regions behind. The stakes are high, and the consequences of inaction will be felt for generations. The challenge is as much social as it is technical. Building a clean grid means building a fairer future for everyone, not just a cleaner one. The government's answer is the just energy transition, a bold promise to make the shift to clean energy fair for all South Africans, not just a privileged few. It's a vision that aims to leave no one behind as the country moves away from coal and towards a greener future. The Just Energy Transition Framework is a detailed roadmap designed to retrain workers, support affected communities, and ensure that opportunities are shared widely. It's about building new skills and hope for those whose livelihoods are at risk. Retraining programs aim to give coal workers new skills for green jobs: solar, wind, batteries, and more. These programs are meant to open doors to stable employment in the fast-growing renewable energy sector, so families can look to the future with confidence. Social support, early retirement, and financial aid are part of the plan to cushion the blow. The government is working to make sure that no one falls through the cracks during this massive transition. International partners are backing this with billions, funding skills development, and new businesses in coal regions. These investments are crucial for creating new industries and helping local economies adapt. The world knows a green transition must also be a just one. South Africa's choices are being watched closely as a test case for climate justice. If it creates mass unemployment, it will fail. The stakes are not just economic, but social. Millions depend on a successful transition for their dignity and survival. The scale is daunting. Entire provinces like Mpumalanga must reinvent their economies, shifting from coal to new industries and new ways of life. Powerful interests resist change, and trust in government promises is low. Many communities are skeptical, demanding real results and transparency. Success depends on real action: new training centers, new industries, and real jobs for those who need them most. Only then can the transition truly be called just. The stakes are high, and the path is narrow. Every decision now will shape the lives of millions for generations to come. South Africa must balance progress with protection for its people, ensuring that growth does not come at the expense of the vulnerable. The just transition is the only way forward, a path that promises both hope and justice for all South Africans. Despite the challenges, hope is rising. Green startups and innovators are turning crisis into opportunity, developing new solar tech and smart energy systems. This grassroots movement is creating jobs and a culture of innovation. Public opinion is shifting. After years of blackouts and pollution, more South Africans want change. Youth and urban communities are embracing renewables as a symbol of a better future. Political leaders now have the support to make bold moves. The economic case is clear. Renewables are the cheapest new power source. Investors are lining up. Billions in green projects are ready to go. South Africa is emerging as a continental leader in sustainability. Banks are starting to take green finance seriously, and nature-based solutions are gaining ground. Women are playing a bigger role in shaping the green economy. The transition is already happening. One solar panel, one new idea at a time. The future is being built today. South Africa stands at a crossroads, facing a pivotal moment in its history. One path clings to coal, a dead end of pollution, blackouts, and lost opportunity for millions of people. The other path is a green transition, offering cleaner air, new jobs, and a modern, thriving economy. The journey won't be easy. Investment, courage, and social justice are absolutely essential for success. The risk of leaving people behind is real, but so is the promise of a better, brighter future. The question: can South Africa achieve a just transition, protecting workers and entire communities? Success means balancing old and new, protecting the vulnerable, and inspiring a nation to move forward. This is more than an energy shift. It's a test of national character and collective will. The choices made now will shape South Africa's story for generations to come. The world is watching, and the future truly hangs in the balance.